Hi, Brian Higgins with VidAssure with another training video on OpsVid. We're going to go ahead and just select the icon, open up the app, and we're going to talk about the functionality of the general settings button today, which is this right here. So if we go ahead and we tap on that, we can see that our auto login function is here, which we discussed in the last video. The next thing we'll talk about is the dealership logo. Just select this button right here and tap on it, and it opens up the watermarking feature. In order to select a watermark for the videos that go out to your customers, you would simply tap this big orange plus button. That will open up this functionality down here, and you would select Photo Library. This would allow you to pull up the images in your device and select an image that you'd use as your watermark, namely your logo or something like that. I'm just going to back out of this at the moment and hit cancel. Let's assume that we did select an image. Once we've done that, we would then just be able to grab this slider, touch it, and slide it back and forth here, and that would allow us to set the opacity of the image, and then we would either leave it on lower left or select upper left for where we want that watermark image to be placed on our videos. You would then just select save, and you would be all set in that regard. In this particular case, I'm just going to hit the back button because we're not going to set one right now. Next thing we'll talk about is the service advisors. So if we tap on that, we can see that we've already added a number of service advisors to this list. Whoever's name has the blue check mark is the person that is set as the default for this device. So if we back out of the settings for a moment by just tapping on the side over here, we can see that if we hit the plus button to add an RO over here, when that comes up, John Smith is the default service advisor down here. Now we can change that by tapping on this right here, and we can select one of the other service advisors. So you're not locked in, it's just so for convenience sake for one person to be set as a default. So let's just back out of this for a second by hitting the done button. I'm going to then cancel this RO by just tapping here, and I'm going to go back to my settings button. Now for the service advisors, some of the other functionality that you have here, along with tapping on and selecting who you want as the default, you can also select this button up here to edit the list and set it up the way that you want. So if we tap on that edit button, we can see that it allows us to delete by selecting these red buttons right here. I'm going ahead and delete that test name. So I tap on it and it says, do you want to delete it? I hit delete and it's deleted from the list. The other functionality that we have here is we can order this list by grabbing these lines right here, just tapping on it gently, which I'll do. And it allows me to move it in the list. So you can change the order of the list and exit it by accident on that. And if we go ahead and we go back into the service advisor, we can see that our list has been rearranged. Of course, to add a name, we just need to hit the plus button and we can add a new name. And that is for the service advisors. The next thing we'll talk about real quickly are the number of days the video remains on the app. By selecting that, you can see a little scroll wheel comes up. It's right now set to 30 days. If we just scroll up to say 60 days and we tap on the side, the next time we open that up and we select number of days remaining, it's set to 60. Hit the settings button again. The next thing we'll talk about are storing your videos in the photo gallery. This allows you to not only upload the videos to YouTube, but to store the videos in your photo gallery. So as an example, let's say that you shoot a video on tire wear or on brake pads. You can shoot that video, you can store it in your photo gallery for that particular video, and then it becomes available later on for you to select as a video you can send to your customers. I'm just going to deselect that for now. Just remember that that is memory intensive, so you want to use that sparingly. Year, make, and model, and requiring that allows you to select that functionality so that you require a year, make, and model to be selected, I'm just going to tap over here and open up an RO. And what that means is that when your service advisors are adding an RO, it would require them to put in a year, make, and model for the vehicle before they could shoot a video and send an email. And then we'll just go back into that again. And the last thing we'll talk about are setting up an email banner image, which you do by simply adding a URL in here. Now I'll show you what that particular URL looks like in this demo video. So we've got it set to autorepair.marketing in an images folder with the actual image itself. So you'll notice this is the URL. However, if you look closely, you can see there's a www dot included. If you don't include the www dot, it will not appear in your emails. And this is what that looks like. So an email that goes out, it would include an image header or whatever you want. Could be something small, could be a longer header, along with your subject line, which would include the stock number, again the year, make, and model if you include it, as well as the banner image. So that is the how to use your general settings functions. We look forward to talking to you. If you need any help or have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact us. The next thing we'll talk about is how to add an RO.